Before every flight, we do a safety briefing, standard procedure. Passengers climb into the basket, and we tell them the rules. Keep your hands inside. No sudden movements. Trust the pilot. I've been flying hot air balloons over Cappadocia for 11 years. I've carried over 15,000 passengers. I've never lost anyone. Until last summer. That morning, one passenger, a woman from Germany, asked a question no one had ever asked before. What happens if we fly too close to the old caves? I laughed it off. I shouldn't have. Because 30 minutes later, she was gone. And the authorities say she fell. But I was there. She didn't fall. She was pulled. June 14th, 2024. Cappadocia, Turkey, 4:47 a.m. The sky is still dark, but there's a pink line on the horizon. 12 balloons are waiting at the launch site. Ours is one of them. My name is Kerem. I'm 34. I've been doing this for 11 years. I have my flight license, my experience, my perfect safety record. That morning felt like any other morning. The passengers arrived by bus. 12 people. Mostly tourists. A few European couples, a Japanese family, and her. She said she was from Germany. Her name was Lena. Early 30s, quiet, but her eyes were always moving. Scanning. The fairy chimneys, the caves, the sky. During the briefing, she was silent. Everyone else was taking photos. Nudging each other, excited, but she just listened. Finally, she raised her hand. What happens if we fly too close to the old caves? I laughed. We don't. There are restricted zones. But don't worry, the view is incredible anyway. She didn't laugh. She just nodded and stepped back. Looking back, I should have felt something then. A warning, a sign. But I didn't. 5:23 a.m. The sun began to rise. The balloons lifted, one by one. Ours did too. Slowly. Silently. Flying over Cappadocia is unlike anywhere else. Fairy chimneys, ancient valleys, caves carved thousands of years ago. Everything feels like it's from another world. The passengers were mesmerized. Phones out, cameras clicking, voices overlapping. Lena was quiet again. She stood at the edge of the basket, looking down, searching for something. First time flying? I asked. She nodded. Yes, but I came here for a reason. Vacation? Then she paused. No, research. What kind of research? She turned to me. There was something strange in her eyes. Fear? Curiosity? Both. Missing people, she said. In the last 5 years, 7 people have disappeared in Cappadocia. Tourists, guides. One was a pilot. My stomach dropped. Cold. Heavy. Accidents, I said. The terrain is rough. People get lost. But they're never found, she said. None of them. Silence. Then she turned back to the valley. I did too. And for the first time, I noticed it. Deep in the valley, between the rocks, there was a cave entrance. Dark, deep, and somehow wrong. 5:51 a.m. The sky was fully bright now. The other balloons floated around us. Everything was normal. Until the wind changed. Suddenly, there was nothing in the weather report. We'd checked with meteorology. Clear skies, safe winds. But the wind came anyway. First a breeze, then a push. Then, the balloon shook. Passengers grabbed each other. The Japanese family screamed. Everything's fine, I shouted. Just an air pocket. Stay calm. But something inside me knew this wasn't normal. Because the wind wasn't coming from one direction. It was coming from everywhere. And it was pushing us toward that cave, toward the restricted zone. Kerem, Lena called out. Her voice was shaking. We're getting close. Too close. I hit the burner. Flames roared. The balloon rose slightly. But it wasn't enough. The wind was pulling us down. And then I heard it. A sound from inside the wind. Low, deep, not human. But there were words. Not Turkish, not German, a language I didn't know. But Lena understood, because her face went white. "What is it saying?" I asked. Lena didn't answer. She just stared at me. Her eyes were wet. "It's calling me," she whispered. "What?" "It's calling me, saying my name." "No. No, no, no. Lena, stay inside the basket." Away from the edge. But it was too late, because at that moment, the balloon stopped. Right above the cave. The wind died. Everything went silent. The other balloons drifted away. The radios went dead. Even the birds were gone. Just us. And that sound, it was clearer now. Deep, wet, not coming from the wind, coming from the cave. Lena stepped forward. "Lena, stop," I yelled. But she didn't listen. She put her hands on the edge of the basket and looked down. And saw something. I don't know what she saw. But her face changed. It wasn't fear anymore. It was recognition. "You're there," she whispered. Then she climbed up. "Lena, no!" She was going to jump. I ran, tried to grab her. But she was too fast. She climbed onto the edge, turned back to look at me, and smiled. A sad smile. "You should have come," she said. Then she didn't fall. She was pulled. Something grabbed her. An invisible hand. Down, fast. She didn't even scream. She just disappeared into the darkness of the cave. And then, silence. The balloon rose. The wind returned. The radios came back online. Everything went back to normal, as if nothing had happened. But Lena was gone. After we landed, everything was a blur. Police came, asked questions, wrote reports. "She fell," they said. "No," I said. "She was pulled." They didn't believe me. The other passengers hadn't seen anything, only me. Lena's body was never found. Search teams combed the valley. Drones flew overhead. Teams explored the caves. Nothing, as if she'd never existed. But I know, because 3 weeks later, they found something beneath a rock in the valley. A GoPro camera. Lena's. They gave it to the police. But I got a copy. I watched it. I shouldn't have. The recording was from the day before the flight. Lena is standing in front of a cave entrance. Journal entry, June 13th. She says, "Tomorrow I'm going on the balloon tour. The pilot won't answer my question, but I already know the answer." She pauses. "This cave has been sealed since 1924. The Turkish government restricted access. Official reason, geological hazard. But the real reason is something else." She moves closer to the camera. In 1924, a French archaeological team explored this site. 12 people went in. 2 came back. Both insane. Silence. In their reports, they said there was something deep inside. A door. A threshold. And voices. Voices calling them. Lena smiles. But her eyes are crying. "My mother disappeared here in 2019, on a balloon, just like me." The camera shakes. "Tomorrow, I'm going to find her. And if I have to, I'll stay with her." The recording ends. I don't fly anymore. I turned in my license, because every morning I look at the sky, and I remember that cave. And I remember Lena's last look. And I understand. She didn't fall. She went. Because there's something in that cave. Something alive. Something waiting. And sometimes, it calls the right person. If you ever visit Cappadocia, If you ride the balloons and a passenger asks you, what happens if we fly too close to the old caves? Don't answer, because that question isn't a warning, it's an invitation. Lena's body was never found. The GoPro footage was officially classified as evidence, but I still have my copy. And sometimes, at midnight, in the silence, I hear a voice, not from the wind, saying my name. And I know that one day, I'll go too.